Hi guys, ladies, gentlemen, anyone who's interested in yoga, welcome to, I almost said Rise and Shine, it's not Rise and Shine, it's Yoga Express. So we're going to start in a minute. Get yourself comfortable, grab a spot on the ground, and we'll have some yoga fun. I wish I could teach yoga outside today, but you know what a beautiful day means? Lawnmowers. So inside it must be. However, if you have the ability to take a yoga class outside, take your tablet, whatever, phone, computer, whatever you got, bring it outside. That'd be a great way to spend part of your afternoon, morning, or evening. I love being able to go outside in the early morning before it gets too warm, take my yoga mat, spread it up on my wood deck, and do kind of flow out there. It doesn't happen a lot, I'll be honest, but I love it when I have the chance to do it. It just feels so much nicer. Obviously, when you're doing it outside on the grass, I suggest maybe put an exercise mat underneath your yoga mat. Number one, it gives you a little bit more squish, and number two, it can kind of counteract any little divots or anthills or little sticks or anything like that kind of might make it uncomfortable for you on your knees, your hands, or anything like that. So, my little 2 words of wisdom, but welcome, my name is Jen, and we're going to go through a half-hour yoga flow together. So we're going to start here on the ground, seated or in the position of your choice, and we're going to spend 2 minutes nice and quiet in our own little headspace. If your headspace doesn't want to be bothered today, just worry about your breathing. Breathing in, breathing out. And if there's a position you'd rather be in, please do so. All right, take 2 more breaths wherever you are. And then we're going to transition ourselves onto all fours. So if you want to do a couple cat-cows here, feel free. Otherwise, maybe we rock a little side to side, front to back. Whatever movement your body's craving, why don't you give it? So, just moving around, just making sure your left and right are equal, or your up and downs are equal. I'll give you another about 30 seconds here of play. Because sometimes the best part of yoga is the play. All right, so then take one leg and kick it back. And we're just gonna rock side to side on that top of that foot or the toes. And let's bend that knee and just pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on in. Other side, kick that leg back and let's just roll left and right. And let's bend that knee and let's pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Come on down to your forearms, and I'm going to cross my arms as such versus here. So I'm going to take one leg and I'm just going to bring it back. I'm going to bring it up straight behind me, and I'm going to do little circles from my hip. And switch direction. Stay up, bend that knee, circle. Switch direction. Come on in, shake it out. Other side, straighten that leg, bring it up, circle from the hip. Switch directions. Bend that knee, circle. Other way. Release. Step those knees back a bit. Put that forehead on the ground. Let's do a little stretch. Three more breaths. All right, push yourself back up to tabletop. Now I'm going to take side A, whatever side A is to you, bring it back, bend that knee, kick it up, and then take that same side and go and see if you can grab that ankle or that foot. Just kind of bring it up a little bit. Oop, and if you're falling all over the place, sometimes it is what it is. You can adjust your hand left or right. Maybe you don't go up as high. Maybe you stay down low. And 3, 2, 1, and release. Sometimes it's just not going to work, and you do what you can do, and then reset for the other side. So maybe this other side will work better for me, maybe not. Bring that foot back, bring it up, bend that knee, and then grab that foot. Maybe bring that foot up nice and high, or keep it low. And 3, and 2, and 1, and release. I'm not going to get upset or worried that I couldn't keep my balance on one side. That's just how it is sometimes. That's how it is for me today. All right, so I'm going to stay here on all fours. I'm just going to turn sideways. I'm going to kick one leg out, and I'm going to be on the inside edge of that foot. And I'm going to be either up high or down low, depending on how I want my stretch to feel, how intense I want it to be. And then I'm going to come up, and then I'm going to bring that arm up and over. All right, let's release. Let's do that same thing on the other side. So make any adjustments you need to do on your mat so you can fit, depending on your space. You probably have more space than I do, maybe not. Up high or down low. And then come on up over the top. And release, bring those knees in. Let's see how my balance is in this direction. We're gonna bring a foot up and do some balance here. So we're gonna do a couple of different balance. We did one, we're gonna do a second one here, we're gonna do our third one standing. So I'm gonna put my hand down. If I wanna put that hand down on a block or something to keep myself up higher, that's totally fine. And I'm gonna lift that knee up to the side, and I'm gonna grab that foot, and I'm gonna be up here. And I'm going to push that foot back and up. 3 and 2 and 1. Come on down, reset, come to the center. Let's do a nice little spinal twist. And a nice little spinal twist. Come to the center and let's do the same thing on the other side. So let's bring that leg out, bend it, come on up, and we're pushing up and back. For 3, for 2, for 1, and come back. Come back to your heels. Let's bring your arms up. Let's do a little side stretch to one side. A little side stretch to the other side. Come back to the center. Tricep stretch. And let's go to the other side. Tricep stretch. Release. Let's come to our downward dog as a way to make our way, starting to make our way up, and as a way to just stretch out our back, stretch out our heels, stretch out our calves. We're going to stay here for 10 breaths. Bend those knees as generously as you need to. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So walk those feet in. Grab your feet. Grab your big toes. Can you rock a little front to back? Can you rock a little side to side? Can you just challenge your balance a little bit? And then rolling all the way up. Making any adjustments that you need to do. And having a nice wide stance. All right, we're just gonna lean to one side. Nice stretch, upper inner thigh. Our hips are tucked under. Arms are just down by your side or on your hips. And let's switch out other side. Come back to side A and add in the upper body. This hand can be here, but it's not holding on for dear life. It's just kind of hanging out, resting. And then we're going to switch to the other side. Come back to the center. This time we're going to lean in. And instead of just having our hand rest here, we're going to put that forearm there. And come up and over. Our toes are just pointed out. Nice little V. And then come up. And let's bend another knee. Come on top. And stretch. And then come on up. Hands on the hips. Lean forward and lean back. So we're feeling a stretch on the upper hamstrings here, maybe the low back. Next time we're going to go down, we're going to hold. And I'm really going to think about and really focus my energy on those hamstrings. I'm going to come up, I'm going to heel toe those feet in, and I'm going to have, potentially have a block. I'm going to use it, or have it near me. If you don't, not a problem. Maybe you use a pillow, a cushion, or something like that, or maybe you don't need anything at all. It's not mandatory, just giving you the option if you have one kind of close by. All right, so we're going to do our balance here. So first, we're going to do just a little kind of a warrior 3 type of position. So I'm going to make sure that I can go forward and back without hitting anything. First option, first big thing. And then I'm just going to lean forward and bring that leg behind me. And I can have something here on the ground as low as I feel is good for me. Or maybe I just have my knee bent a little bit more and I reach the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to come on up. I'm going to stay on this side, and then I'm going to add in that bent knee. So if you're like, no, not doing it, just do what we just did, not a problem. Maybe you hold on to a banister or something like that. That's totally optional. Otherwise, we're going to lean forward, we're going to bend that knee, and we're going to grab onto that foot like we did on the ground. So you're in kind of like a dancer, but a modified touching the ground dancer type of situation. So I'm going to start out higher, and then I can always drop down, and I can always modify, and I can always come out if that's too much for me. So once we're down in that position, we're going to hold for 10 seconds, okay? So that same side that we just did. All right, so I'm going to come down. I'm going to get myself situated, and then I'm going to attempt to grab my foot. This is the one I had trouble with earlier, so let's see what happens. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop it down, rolling up. And we're just going to swing that leg, our stabilizing leg, a little front back, a little side to side and front, a little side to side and back. Just kind of give it a little attention and love, and then we're going to do the other side. So remember that first one, we're just going to go down and kind of be in our little airplane pose. So the idea is to do everything as much as you can on one side versus the other, but I understand that that's not always how life works. So you do what you can do, and that's what you do. All right, so the first time, I just come and bring that leg back and reaching that hand as close to the floor as we can get it. Okay? So let's down. And 3, and 2, and 1, and come up, shake it out. All right, now we're either going to stay there, or we're going to add in that grabbing of the foot and kind of pushing back. Maybe you just grab the foot and stay there, but you can add in that lift, the kick back, and make it very graceful pose or posture for you. All right, so let's lean it forward and potentially grab that foot for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Come on up. And we're going to swing that for that other supporting leg. Little front to back. A little side to side in front. And a little side to side and back. Okay, beautiful. So let's have our toes facing out. Have our heels together, hands on our waist, unless we want to hold on for balance, and that's totally fine. We're going to come up and down. 4 more. Up and down. 3, 2. We're holding up. 1. We're not just bouncing up, down. We're holding it for about a second or 2. All right, now we're going to switch, and we're going to have our toes in and our heels out. Changing up the balance a little bit. Let's go up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Shake it out. If you want to grab some water really quick, awesome idea. Otherwise, we're going back down to the ground. So let's bring our arms super up high. Do a little bit of a lean back and then swing those arms down to the ground. Hands to touch. Bring one foot back. Bring the other foot back. And then come all the way down to the ground. We're going to come up here to a Sphinx to give everyone a chance to catch up if they did grab something to drink or take a second to get things organized. Let's turn and face one way. And let's turn and face the other way. We're going to come back to the center and we're going to do a 30-second plank. It's in 30 seconds, this is an I count to 30. So we're going to tuck those toes under. If you want to do this on your knees, totally fine. You're going to be more here. If you can do it on your toes, I would highly recommend, even if you can only do it for 10 seconds. You want to try to have your back as flat as possible so you could hold a cup of tea or coffee on your back and would not spill. We're going to do 1 round of 30 seconds on our front and 1 round of 30 seconds in a reverse elevated plank. So I'll show you in a second. Otherwise, we're ready to go. And 3, and 2, and 1. Come on up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look straight down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on down. And we're going to roll over onto our backs. But what I mean by elevated back plank is we're going to be here. We're going to be on our heels and we're going to lift up. So I would like there to be a nice straight line from your chin down to your knees. If this is too much, you can also be on your forearms. Obviously, it's going to be a much smaller distance between yourself and the floor. We'll do this and we'll start to cool down. All right, ready? I have my toes pointing that way. I have my fingertips pointing out to the side. That's where I feel more comfortable. If you want to put them a different way, that's totally fine. Whatever is good for you. Just make sure that side A matches side B. All right, ready? Come on up. Push that belly button up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shoulders back and down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on down. I'm going to grab some water really quick. We're laying on our back. We're going to hug our knees into our chest and give ourselves a big hug. Rocking a little side to side if it feels good. And if you don't want to rock side to side, if you want to rock front to back, please do so. We're playing again. It's playing and yoga are fun. Do what feels good. If you've ever done yoga with Adriene, that is her thing. Alright, we're going to make our way back to the center, and we're going to make our feet into a crisscross applesauce style, but we're going to lay on our backs. And we're going to put our hands on our belly. So instead of having our feet here, like we always do, let's change it. Like you were sitting cross-legged and you just fell back and you're enjoying yourself in the nice, beautiful, cool grass. Trying to relax those knees and those hips as much as possible. I take the hands to the outside of the knees, push them together, and let's cross the other way. And open those, bring back up to the side again. Beautiful. Let's take those hands, push them back up. Have those knees to make a little tent and bring those feet out to the side. Bring those arms in front, and all we're going to do is literally just lift the shoulders off the ground and back down. We're going to lift them up and back down. And keep going. Retraction and protraction of those shoulders. Everyone's used to bringing your shoulders forward, but can you bring them forward and then bring them back down and retract? Let's go for 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bring those arms straight overhead. So if you're a giant clock, this is 12. Can you relax your shoulders? Can you relax your elbows and your wrists and your hands? Let's bring it to roughly 1 o'clock. And let's bring it to roughly 2 o'clock. And 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And then just bring them all the way up and all the way down. So we're doing these little snow angels. Let's do 2 more. And bring those hands down, straighten those legs, and come into our Shavasana. We will end our class in Shavasana today, but don't turn off the computer or screen just yet. I want you to stay with me for the next 2 minutes. Okay, I'm going to end class with you here. Please stay for a couple more seconds if you can. If you can't, start to wiggle your arms and legs and feet and hands and slowly make your way back to a more protective, active, within the world frame of mind. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for enjoying this yoga class with me. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next week.